Hi, it's me, Daphne, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be doing the Share the Booktube Love tag created by Becky from BeckX Reads. She invited me to do this collab with her and a few other booktubers so we could share some of our favorite international booktubers. International in the sense that they aren't posting from the same country of the individual's place of residence. So I'm American, I live in New York City, so everybody I'm going to be talking about is any booktuber that I watch and enjoy that isn't from the US. I'm going to be linking the playlist to the collab down in the description. I'm going to be linking their YouTube channels down below for you as well. The first question is booktubers with the best filming backgrounds. So I've picked Fictional Fates, aka Joel. He is a UK-based booktuber. His aesthetic I find very pleasing, and he's definitely done a little bit of a artistic rebrand to his videos, so I think he has a great background. I've also picked Kate from Library of Kate. She is an Australian YouTuber. I really enjoy her flat lays. She does a lot of bullet journal flip through style videos, and just the aesthetic of her desk and how she decorates it for her flip through videos is just very aesthetic, very nice. The next question is booktubers with the best editing. Now for this one, I've picked two really big booktubers. The first one is Christy Ann Jones. She's an Australian booktuber. I just think it's so aesthetic how she films her vlogs and does her B-roll. She'll move her little lamp and teapot and cute little decor items around to make sure it suits the vibe for her vlog shots. And she has the B-roll of her writing stuff because she's also a writer. And I just think the production value is just so good, and the way she narrates over the videos is just so captivating and feels very, very professional. So I love the way she edits. Honestly, I should try to be more like that. I really have to study her techniques. And then the other person I picked for this category is the Book Leo, aka Leonie. She's from the Netherlands. She's the only booktuber I know of that's from the Netherlands. I find her videos, again, very pleasing. She does color grading over the shots. She's just very thoughtful in the stylistic elements of her vlogs. I just think it's beautiful. She recently moved apartments, and I need to catch up on her moving series. I'm very invested in that. I just think her video aesthetic is chef's kiss, very pleasing to the eye, and something, again, I take inspiration from personally, even though sometimes my vlogs, I'm just it's hard to vlog. You have to think ahead as you're filming of what it will be in the edit, and that is just a difficult skill to hone, and I'm still working on it personally. But those two creators definitely inspire my vlogs. The third question is booktubers with the coolest intro. For this one, I only picked one person. I feel like people don't really do intros that much anymore, or if somebody had an intro that I liked, I might have used them in another question. So for this, I only have one, and I picked Chloe Bunny. She is an Australian booktuber. Again, one of the bigger ones on the platform. She does a little bit more lifestyle lately with her reads, but really paring back the pressure on herself to read a lot of books. So it's lifestyle of a bookish person, you know? And her intros to her vlogs are just always to the same theme music with the same cool film filter over it, and she always seems she's having so much fun, and her life is so interesting and full, and she's got cool people around her. And yeah, I just think her intro I enjoy, plus it's one of the few creators that still makes intros, you know? The next question is booktubers with the best recommendations. So for this first person, I picked Sash Reads. She's an Australian booktuber. I feel like me and Sasha have very similar taste. I've been on a couple lives with her, and I'm dude, we are totally in sync. I could just read every single book that she's reading and have a great year. You know what I mean? Love her recommendations and her taste. And then totally in a different vein, a person that I don't necessarily read the same as them, but I really like hearing the books they talk about, is Kristen from Kristen Craves Books, because she's so up to date with the new releases and what's coming out, and I really need that because I have no idea what's coming out. I just love getting the news from her on what's coming, what to anticipate, Like, what can I expect? What are people going to be talking about soon? I just think it's really important for my overall understanding of what's going on in the book community to get recommendations on exciting upcoming releases, and Kristen is always doing that, and I greatly appreciate it. Oh, and by the way, Kristen is Canadian. I don't think I mentioned that. Love her. She is our go-to Canadian booktuber. The next question is booktubers on the top of my watch feed. So for this first one, I've put Library of a Viking. He is a UK-based booktuber. I recently got invited to do a collab with him and a ton of other booktubers recommending our favorite books of 2024. I can link that video down in the description. I was really honored to be invited. He is a fairly large channel, and I was like, you know who I am? Like, thank you for considering me in this collab. That was so kind. So I want to watch more of his videos. He reads a lot of fantasy books, and I could use that as a resource once I'm ready to dive more into that genre outside of romantasy. So definitely want to check out more of his videos. And then another creator I put at the top of my watch feed is always Books and Lala. She is a Canadian booktuber. Her name is actually Kayla. Everybody knows her. She's probably like one of the top booktube creators on the platform. I love watching her videos because she structures them in such an interesting way. She's so strategic with how she plans like month-long, year-long videos, and like has secret projects and like the interactive layers to the videos of like bringing in the audience to experience it and like having them do polls, and I don't know. I just think her content is very well-rounded and very creative, and she's killing it. So I always enjoy her videos when I get a chance to watch them. Intermission, I'd be really curious to know which of the booktubers that I mentioned that you're only hearing about for the first time, because for me, a lot of them I'm like, yeah, doesn't everybody know these people? But maybe that's not the case, you know? Maybe it's just like my small circle of like what's going on YouTube. Question number 6 is booktubers who make the best vlogs. So I have Becca and the Books. She is a UK-based booktuber. She has really long vlogs, and I wouldn't even say like they're the most aesthetic, like, you know, with the girls that I was talking about with the best editing and things like that. But I just like to sit down and listen to her chat about books or what's going on in her life. Honestly, when I watch vlogs, like I like that the book ties the vlogs together. Like it makes a cohesive, like this is where we're starting, this is where we're gonna end, right? But I do really enjoy knowing the goss. I want to know the details. I want to know what's going on in your life. I want to know what concerts you go to. I want to know what food you're eating. I want to know how your dog's doing. Like, I just want to feel that like pretend friendship. Like, I obviously don't know her in real life, but I just want to feel connected to people. And I think that's what social media is so great at doing, sometimes to its own detriment. But like, I love feeling connected to people. And I feel like her vlogs do that so well. She's just doing her like Shelve It or Scrap It episodes, and I'm so invested to see if she's gonna be able to accomplish her goals of like reducing the TBR pile that she has on her floor. Like, I just love it. I love seeing her dog in the background. I love seeing her doing her Peloton workouts. Like, I love just a chill, cozy vlog that I can just have company while I do like my work or other things. And then another booktuber that I enjoy is Emily Rossum. She's another UK-based booktuber. She's newer to me. I'm pretty sure she blew up on TikTok first and then created a YouTube channel. But the thing with her that I enjoy and I'm like high-key kind of jealous of is that she reads so freaking fast. She reads so fast. She's like, yeah, I read like 3 books in 2 days, and I'm like, I wish. So as a vlog, it's entertaining because she'll be like, oh, how many books am I gonna read in a given week? And she like gives you updates on how many pages she's read. And I'm just so amazed with how fast she can consume these books. I find the speed of her reading them so entertaining as an aspect of the vlog. And then I have a third bonus booktuber for this category, which is Meg with Books, another UK-based booktuber. So some examples of her themed videos that I really think are clever and cool and like inspiring for my own content are things like reading 7 short books in 7 days, reading every book by Real Housewives, my fave celebrities pick what I read, and just like on and on and on, just these like creative themed vlogs. Moving on, we have booktubers with the best thumbnails. This I found kind of hard, honestly, because so many people have really good thumbnails. Thumbnails are so diverse in style, but I ended up going with Jody. She is a UK-based booktuber. She does vlogs and stuff, and I love how just stylistic her thumbnails are. I think it's really good with the trend right now with vlogs, being a little bit busy, but like fun and charming. And then I also picked Jack Edwards, who again is another UK-based booktuber. He's probably like, he might be the ultimate king of booktube, like the biggest creator, so you probably know him already. But I think his thumbnails are really simple, but to the point and just eye-catching, and it's just like, oh, I know what this is gonna be about. There's not too much going on to like distract from like what the mission of the video is gonna be. Like it's very like, boom, you know? Question number 8 is booktubers I've discovered most recently, and the first one is Nina Quill. She's a French booktuber, and if you know me, I've been studying French like casually for too long, honestly. My Duolingo streak right now is 1,362 days. Okay, that's my streak. I've had Duolingo probably for like 5 years before I started that streak, and I'm far from fluent, okay? My phone's in French, so sometimes when you see me do screenshots, probably in this video I've been doing screenshots of the YouTube channels, that's in French. I switched my whole phone to French, that way I could like learn through osmosis to a degree. So when I found Nina Quill, I assume that's how it's pronounced, I was so excited because she's speaking French in her videos. Though there's some kind of AI over it that's dubbing it, so if you wanna listen to her in English, that is possible. But I'm like, no, switch it to French. I'm not gonna understand hardly anything she's saying, but I need to hear the French in context of like what she's pulling up with books and like her tone and like, obviously like I know some words, you know what I mean? But like listening is not my strength. Like reading, my reading is pretty good. My talking, I'm like when I have time to puzzle it out, you know, for the level I'm at is decent, you know, which isn't a very high level. But like listening is really hard. So I'm glad I found her. That's just all to say, she's a new booktuber I found who speaks French, and I'm obsessed. The next person I picked that I've discovered recently is Sam Kwiatkowski. Completely unsure of how to say that name. She is a Canadian booktuber, and by her own description, she is one half of the femme lesbian couple Allie and Sam. So she has a wife who I'm pretty sure creates booktube content as well, so you could follow both of them. I really like her. I like her energy and her bubbly personality. I find she gives very good sapphic recommendations and does fun themed vlogs here and there as well. And I just think she's an enjoyable person to watch, and I'm glad I found her channel. Question number 9 was easy to answer, okay? And it's booktubers who make you laugh. And I had to pick Sean McComb. He's a Canadian booktuber, and he's just so funny. I don't know what is. Even the edits he does are, they're like sometimes they're very childish. They're like fart noises and explosions and like very meme content-y, but I just die laughing all the time. And he'll do stuff beyond booktube related things. Sometimes like I watched a video of his watching that Uglies movie that came out with what's that girl's name that did the kissing booth? I can't remember. And his takes on things are just so funny. I absolutely love him, and he just lightens the mood, even though sometimes he's like sad and depressed, allegedly, you know. He's like, I need to get my life together and find love and all this stuff, so he creates himself in Sims, and it's like trying to find a man in Sims. But yeah, and then I like watched his video reading A Little Life, and somehow he makes a vlog about reading A Little Life funny and like enjoyable for someone that will never read A Little Life, aka me, because I don't want to be shattered and destroyed. But I'll watch him go through it and laugh because he makes it so much fun. All right, so those are all the official questions for the tag. This video is probably really long, but I wanted to do some bonus questions because I had a ton more booktubers I could slot into categories. So the first bonus question is best readathon host. And I have 3 people for this. I've picked Bin Chicken Books, which is Meredith. She is hosting her Bookemon year-long readathon. It's in its 2nd year, so very impressive, very fun. It's all on Discord. I've picked Book Roast, who I think her name is G. She makes this Aurelium readathon, which is kind of Harry Potter-esque, but she's made it her own, and you get to create your own character and go on like quests and stuff. I did it for a few months, but I'm really not a readathon girly. I just can't manage it all. It's hard for me to follow, but so many people love it and enjoy it. And then the last person I picked for best readathon host is Covers with Cassidy. She's always doing some kind of readathon, usually fantasy based, whether they're month long or long weekends. So if you're looking for something quick and silly and fun that's fantasy focused, she's a good option. I didn't tell you where they're from, so quickly. Bin Chicken Books is Australian. Book Roast lives in the UK, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know if she was like born in the UK. She might have been born in another European country. And then Covers with Cassidy is Canadian. Then I have Booktuber with the best queer recs, and I've picked The Reading Wren. They are an Australian booktuber. I know they love TJ Klune. I know they read some graphic novels sometimes, and they definitely have a focus on the diversity of like the sexual spectrum, whether that's asexual or bi or gay or lesbian. So I think looking towards them for good queer recs is a good option. Then I have Booktuber with the best discussion / commentary, and I've picked Reina Najjar. Not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. She's from Jordan, and I really like her discussion videos. I particularly recall one where she was talking about pirated books and how some communities don't have access to books and how sometimes that's their only way to read books, and how books can be so expensive in certain countries because it's so hard to import them and it's just not feasible for people. It'd be like 5 times the cost of a book in America, and it was just really eye-opening for me as someone that is privileged enough to live in a country where books are very available to hear that perspective. So yeah, I really like when she has these discussion type analyses videos. Definitely respect her takes on a lot of things. And then the last official bonus question I have is best booktuber for manga recs, and I've picked K-Beth Bookish, aka Kirsty. She is a UK-based booktuber, and I just remember watching some of her videos and being like, thank God, I finally found someone that can give manga recommendations, because I'm always on the hunt for a romantic but adult manga series to get into. Currently, I've been reading Sweat and Soap, which I really enjoy, and once that series is over, I'll be running to this channel to get some new recommendations. And then, because I still had so many international booktubers that I'm actively subscribed to, I am listening them out for this final question, which is tags and booktubers to share the love. So this is the actual last official question on the tag that Becky wrote out. I have my bonus ones in between, so oops. But anyway, the last few that I want to shout out are books by Emily. She's an Australian booktuber. She's also written some indie books if you're curious in those. I have Chanel Chapters. She's another Australian booktuber that I found recently. I actually found her because I needed a spoiler review of a book that I hated, and she supplied that. So thank you, Chanel. I also have Jamie's Library. She is a New Zealand-based booktuber, so she's a Kiwi. I'm pretty sure that's what we call it, right? She's also like an actress, I'm pretty sure, and I like that she can be quite blunt with her opinions on books. Then I have Miriam Rizvi, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. She is another Australian-based booktuber, and she's just so sweet. She does these cute little reels about like her long distance boyfriend and when they get to be together, and she's just adorable. Obviously she does book content as well. And then I have Reading with Tatiana, who is Canadian based. They are so sweet as well. And the last person that I definitely want to shout out is Violet Pages, who is a UK based booktuber who is super sweet, and I wish we crossed paths when she was over the pond in New York City where I'm at, because I'm like, what a missed opportunity. We could have gone book shopping together. That would have been fun. But she's also a very sweet and adorable creator here on the platform. I'm so happy that I got to share so many international booktubers with you. Again, I was so surprised with how many I actually follow. I was like, I don't know if I have enough people to answer these questions, but I did. So I'm very happy and pleasantly surprised with myself. Look at me. Watching around the world. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found some new booktubers to follow. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it, and obviously it helps out my channel. And I will catch you in another video. Bye!